What's going on, people? It's your boy Ace, and man, this you know, game three last night couldn't have played out any more weird. Like, man, that game was crazy, man. Like, you know, one thing I could say right out of the gate, even though we didn't get the dub, me, Max Kellerman, my boy Dave Kamalai, we were all right about this team improving from the first two games. Like, they made a game of this motherfucker. I mean, it literally took a prayer for the Cavs to avoid overtime against us, man. I mean, I can't be mad at my team, man. They really balled out, man. The only problem last night was DeRozan sitting on the bench, uh, and us taking another L. But I mean, real chop. I mean, I'm not even mad at this team. I don't guess I think the reason why is because I'm watching this game and I'm like, man, it felt like even after the first 5-6 minutes of the game, it felt like the Raptors were slowly calming things down. They were figuring things out as the game was going along. Like, they were figuring out what group should be in there. And they were just hanging around, like Hubie Brown was saying, just try to get the lead to this amount of points or whatever, and you'll be in the game in the fourth. And that's how I love when Hubie Brown do games, man. It's like listening to a teacher out there or a coach out there. Like, it's really fun listening to Hubie Brown, bro. Hubie Brown's awesome, man. And he kept, like I said, he just kept on saying, like, you just gotta hang in there, hang in there, hang in there, hang in there, and we'll see what happens. Like, this game was no different for us. Um, and man, I think the reason why, man, I'm gonna be honest, like the LeBron James game beater, the buzzer beater, really didn't even hurt. I'm gonna tell you why. I was so proud of this team last night, the way they called back up Kyle Lowry, the way he played. He was fighting to get to that point. And I think I can speak for most Toronto fans. A lot of us are just happy with OG Anunoby. Like, this kid has come to play. He's looking like the next Kawhi Leonard, bro. And I'm gonna talk about Kawhi Leonard a little later. But it's this kid is like, he's growing up in front of our eyes. He's only 20 years old. He's playing great defense in this series. Throughout the playoffs, he played great defense. He's knocking down shots. He's developing his game. All I'll be saying with OG is just keep improving on some things. And like, he's coming off an injury. We didn't even think we was gonna have this kid most of the season. Like, the whole season we had this kid. He only missed like a few games this year, and he came off a really bad injury. That injury he had in college was really bad. And for him to show up like he's been showing up in these playoffs, man, I'm just thinking about the future with this team. And I think that's kind of where my mindset is the future. Like, I'm kind of really happy about the Raptors' future right now, man. They are really coming on strong. They're going to be a problem in the Eastern Conference for years to come. They ain't going nowhere, guys. So for those guys that hate the Raptors, they ain't going nowhere, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. They got a young team. They're going to keep developing. They ain't going nowhere, bro. They ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. They ain't going. They're going to be a problem. And if LeBron decides to stay in the East, they're gonna be a problem for him, because eventually they're gonna get over the hump. It's like I told you before, yeah, Jordan, man, it took about 4 times until he got past the Pistons finally, and even more years than that, because if you count the Celtics from the years before that, shoot, that was about a good 6 years before he got past any of them two teams in the East. And then I was like, my man Kobe Live confirmed with me the other day. You had Kobe and Shaq took them like 4 years to get to the finals against Reggie Miller and the Pacers. And it took Reggie Miller a long time to get to the goddamn NBA finals, man. So it takes a while to get to that point, man. It's no fact. I mean, it's been about 3 years since we've been facing LeBron and the Cavs, but it's been about 5 years since we've been in the playoffs. But, I feel a lot better about this team this year exiting the playoffs than I did last year. Last year, it was almost to a point where they needed to blow that shit up, This year, I think they need to make a few changes here and there, but I'll talk about that a little later. But let me get into my last thoughts of this game. Like, I was watching the game at Tony's house, before we went into the studio for work, and it was a Saturday night. So I told her, where I live, it's a little crazy on Saturday nights, because people are out. So I didn't want to go through this. So I told her I was gonna come over early and pick you up, but and watch the game over there. So she was getting ready and shit. So I was kind of watching the game. Her roommate wasn't at home either, so I was kind of watching the game. A lot of parts by myself while she was getting ready and shit. Women, they take hours. They take hours to get ready. So I was watching the game, and I was just kind of like, at points of the game, I was like, man, this is a throwaway. But then something just kept on telling me, stick with this game. And I really feel like Max Kellerman was right. They were starting to run, and the Cavs were losing their energy. Like, LeBron was kind of not giving us enough credit. Like, he was kind of making me mad in his post-game interview because he didn't one thing he didn't realize about his own team was that we was kind of running them out of the gym. Like, if we had more time on that clock, we would have won the game. We would have when we tied the game, we would have won the game. If we had like an extra couple of minutes up there, we would have won the game. Because we were starting to run them out of the gym. They were getting tired. And that's the one thing Max Kellerman was talking about, was that the team was getting tired as fuck. And that's why I said the team should have been doing this against the Cavs, man. They're going to wait until the fourth quarter to start really running. They should have ran with pace, and Kyle Lowry makes sure he does a great job making sure the team runs with some pace. Sometimes Fred VanVleet, he'll run up the court as well, but they need to do more of that. The series ain't over yet. I mean, game 4 tomorrow. They can still do it. They can still do it and shit, man. I'm telling you, they can still do it. My whole thing is just that they need to just put it all together. So like I said, I'm putting this video together. I'm doing this video the next day because I didn't have a chance to do it last night. I was over at Tony's house, like I was saying, and she watched the last couple of minutes with me, and Tony's reaction was the same as mine. It's like, when OG hit the 3, I think we were still both kind of thinking about that 3 that he hit. And so when LeBron hit his buzzer beater, we wasn't even thinking about him winning the game. Like, I don't know if it just didn't hit us at the time, but we weren't really that let down. We were so shocked that he knocked that 3 down to tie the game. That's all we could think about. Like, we were like, holy shit, this team might actually have a chance to come back and win. And it was just the fact that we ran out of time. They had too much time. 8 seconds is a lot in the NBA to get a good shot in. And we didn't have enough time to really take the lead. We needed overtime. We needed to play that overtime period so we could go on ahead and carry the momentum that we had into overtime and complete that game, man. Because we were rolling. The Cavs really stopped scoring as well. Like, they were starting to freeze up. And I'm telling you, it's because they was tired. The Cavs were fucking tired, bro. This is what Max Kellerman was talking about. And Hubie was talking about that in the game too. Just keep running the ball. And run the ball up the floor. And look, if Dwayne Casey has to make a change tomorrow and not have DeRozan in there, man, I'd rather have DeRozan still in there. But man, the way this group is rolling right now, I don't think he should change it for game 4, man. He might have found something with this group for this series. Because one thing about the Raptors, I feel like they can match up on the Cavs. They just haven't had the right group on the floor just yet until this last game. They need to figure out matchup-wise what works better against the Cavs when they got this group out there. Because I think that's been a problem the last 3 years. They haven't had the right group out there against LeBron. They've been going with the same default group, and it just hasn't worked. So they need to go with something different. This is why Indiana made that a challenging series, because they had the right groups on the floor. It wasn't until they had certain players out on the floor when the Cavs started, just getting hot from the field. They started scoring, and it was taking the game away from them. That's why I said the Pacers had no excuses losing that series. They should have had that bitch. They should have had that bitch. I don't care how young they was or none of that. They should have won that bitch. And by the way, speaking of young, let me say something about the Sixers. You motherfuckers that was overhyping the Sixers, don't y'all look stupid now? Don't y'all look fucking stupid now? I told y'all niggas they was inexperienced, bruh. Man, listen. Fuck. I was like, they... I was just like, they overhyping this team so fucking hard right now. Talking about it, they just overlooked Boston. They just completely overlooked Boston, man. Just because Boston didn't have Kyrie and shit. I'm like, y'all just completely overlooked Boston. And then Boston gave y'all a good fucking lesson. And now they up 3-0. I love seeing the faces of those Philly fans, bro. Love seeing the faces, man, when they was like, Because they was talking out the side of the mouth about this Raptor team too, and I'm glad they getting the taste of their own fucking medicine over there. But enough of that though. I mean, but this is the thing though, the Celtics got no chance to get the Cavs in the next round. By the way, no fucking chance. So let's not kid ourselves. We got to wait until the NBA Finals to actually see him get challenged in the in the finals. But yeah, man, this team, I can't be mad at this team, man. I really can't be mad at this team right now. They play with a lot of heart, a lot of guts, a lot of effort. They did whatever they could, man. I mean, it's unfortunate that they down 3-0, but they did all they can. I felt like the winds had changed in this game. I could tell the way the team was playing in spurts of this game. They weren't playing with any more pressure, man. Like, I think they felt comfortable and more relaxed on the road. This is the best game they ever played against Cleveland in the playoffs at Cleveland. Like, this is the best they ever played at Cleveland. And even CJ Miles was hitting his shots and shit. He was effective in this game. Just had a little bad defense, but he's not known for his defense like that, so I'm not going to get on him. But it was just, man, they was clicking. Serge was starting to click late, and we've been needing him in this series. He's been struggling mightily, bro. Because he could have been another difference maker in this series too, but like I said, man, I'm proud of the group last night. The only thing I'm mad about too, the only other thing I'm mad about too is not seeing Jakob Poeltl in the game. I was surprised that Dwayne Casey didn't go with Jakob Poeltl at any point. Because he provides some good energy like Siakam does. Siakam was in there. Man, Siakam was in there doing work too, bro. He was getting them bunnies in there and shit like that. The only thing about him, he just needs to develop his three-point shot. Because a lot of times he'll pass up on the three and he'll try to go to the hole when he's open and he needs to go ahead and take that fucking shot. So he needs to work on that three-point shot. That'll really help us space the floor even better. Because if he's sitting on the three in that corner, if he could start knocking down that corner three, man, our bench is going to be really, you thought they was deadly this season, they're going to be even more deadly. I mean, so there's positive things to take away. We get eliminated on Monday, I ain't going to be mad, man. Because the future is looking good for this team. Now, speaking of the future, we need to talk about a few things. Because I'm not going to go into heavy depth about it because I do need to wait for the team to get eliminated to really talk even more. But let me just say this. Like I told y'all before, I'm fine with Dwayne Casey staying as the coach. If they don't make the decision to fire him, I'm not going to be mad. I feel like the team does need their own Phil Jackson, though. So I will hope that Masai Ujiri does fire him, but only fire him for two different coaches, man. Hold on, let me blow my nose real quick, man. There's only two coaches out there right now that I will even want them to even pay any mind to. I told y'all the other day about Jerry Stackhouse and how he's been running with the G League. I love the way he coaches. He already runs the same system that we run right now, so it's not going to be an adjustment for the players at all running in his system. So I think that's going to be okay. So I wouldn't mind seeing Jerry Stackhouse getting his cuts in on the team. The other big name, this is the name that changed the ball game yesterday. In the coaching carousel, I did not know this girl was available. Now, if you look on my channel from like 3 years ago, I made a video after we got swept by the Wizards. I was angry as fuck. I made a video about wanting them to hire Becky Hammond. This is when Becky Hammond wasn't even ready to coach yet. I was so mad after we got. By the way, ain't nothing worse than us getting swept by the Wizards, by the way. I don't care how many times we got knocked out by the Cavs. Ain't nothing worse than when we got swept by the Wizards in the first round. At least when we been knocked out by the Cavs, it's been happening in the second and third round. We got swept in the first fucking round. We had home court there. That was the 2015 season. I was so fucking pissed. Now, I wasn't like I am, like, y'all notice I'm like calm, cool, and collective during the last couple of losses. I was not like that after that Wizard series. I was mad as fuck. I wanted Dwayne Casey fired. And I was talking about how I wanted Becky Hammond way back then. I've been knowing about Becky Hammond since she's been in the WNBA, man. Watching her play for, I think it's Russia. I think she played for Russia in the Olympics or whatever. Dude, she was like a coach on the floor. And I know she's going to be a really good head coach. Coming out of the Spurs system, if there's anybody we take outside the organization, we don't promote Jerry Stackhouse, I will hope that we grab Becky Hammond. Because Milwaukee is a team that she's been rumored to, but I don't think the reports is not likely to hire her. She's like far down on the list, but I think they're still going to give her an interview. But they ain't smart enough to hire her because they the same dumbass team that fired Jason Kidd. That shit was dumb as fuck when they fired Jason Kidd. That's why they asses, dude, the Milwaukee Bucks right now, people want to talk about my team choking. Ain't nobody choking out of the Eastern Conference, ain't nobody choking worse than them right now. They is choking really bad. They've been a first round exit 3 out of the last 4 years since Giannis been there. They have been a walking embarrassment, and I won't be surprised if Milwaukee loses Giannis Antetokounmpo whenever his contract is done. And I wouldn't be like, if he left, you know, sometimes I hate it when players leave, you know, smaller markets or whatever, like teams that actually could use a superstar in their town on their team. But I won't be mad if Giannis join one of the big boys in the East or out West or whatever, because at this point, they ain't been treating him right. I mean, they ain't been putting him around really good talent. They fired his fucking head coach. I mean, that shit was stupid, bro. But I don't expect them to make a smart decision and hire Becky Hammond. I was actually surprised that Becky Hammond's name was out there because Becky Hammond, I thought she was going to be the one that was going to replace Greg Popovich with the Spurs. But apparently she's going out. Maybe it's because there's still a lot of uncertainty if Popovich going to retire this year or whatever, or walk away from the game. You know, because after what happened with his wife passed away. So I don't know what's going to happen with Pop, but Becky sounds like she's ready to coach right now. I'm not sure if she's going to get a job this year because it's a big decision, because no professional team in any sport has hired a female to run the team as the head coach in none of the 4 major sport leagues. So this be a first. And it could be a problem with some of the, you know, older guys that's making a lot of money listening to a woman. I don't know how that'll go. From what we heard, they've always respected her on the Spurs, the players. I think the Spurs players will vouch for her that I don't think that there'll be a problem. I can say this for sure. There won't be a problem on this team. By the way, one of Jerry Stackhouse's assistants is a female. One of his assistants is a female. So some of those guys that grew up on this bench mob, that grew up in the G League and Jerry Stackhouse system, I mean, they already are used to listening to a woman. But the only big thing will probably be the veteran guys. There's only a few of them. It's only like Val, CJ Miles, Lowry, DeRozan, and that's it. Everybody else is young, like or been in Stackhouse's system, so it wouldn't even be a real problem. I think it'll work out because I can see her getting this team, her or Jerry Stackhouse getting this team to the NBA Finals. I can see that. I don't have no problems with that. I would just hope that Masai Ujiri thinks about it because I think she'll be really good for this team. She runs a similar system that they run out of San Antonio that they run here. Spacing the floor, fundamental basketball, because that's the one thing that needs to change on this team next year. Fundamentals need to get tightened up. They turn the ball way. This is the reason why we keep losing against the Cavs too. One of the main reasons. We keep turning the ball over. We turned over 17 times last night. You are not going to beat the Cavs doing that shit. They have got to stop turning the ball over. That's something that needs to get tightened up. The fundamentals need to get tightened up on this damn team. They lose the ball way too much. They throw dangerous passes that get picked off. I'm getting tired of it. Because it's really taking us out of the game. We also need to rebound better. That's the other thing. We need to rebound better. So some things need to tighten up. She's going to bring that to this team, just being down that Spurs system. We know they're known for fundamentals. So that'll be pretty good. The other thing I want to touch upon is Kawhi Leonard. There's obviously a connection with him and Becky Hammond. The only thing that I don't know is how his relationship is as of right now with Becky Hammond. Will he be willing to play for Becky Hammond if she was hired here? You know what I'm saying? Because I think Kawhi, I think it's a stretch for him to come up here. I'm not sure. Even though Toronto's a large market, it's not a large market in the United States. I think his team wants him to go to a big marketed team in the States, like a Lakers or something like that, maybe even the Knicks. Like, I don't know if they want him going up north. Like, but this would be such a good situation for him. This would be a really good situation for him, man, because we need him. Out of every team in the league, we need him the most. We need him the most. He is the guy. If we had him in this series, we will be up at least 2-1 or 3-0 right now. We will be the ones up 3-0 probably. Because he's that much of a difference maker. He is a guy, we know him for his lockdown defense. He's done before on LeBron when he was even younger, when LeBron was at the Heat. And he's a good offensive player. He's gotten better offensively every single year. You know, if he came up here, man, the East will be done. The East will be done. If the Raptors got Kawhi Leonard, the East will be done. Because he's the missing piece. That's the one thing about this Raptor team that they're still missing. They're still actually missing a third piece to really take the pressure off of Kyle Lowry and DeRozan. They still need that third piece. And Kawhi Leonard is it. He is it. He is the guy that we need to get at all costs. We need to figure out something. If we have to trade DeRozan for him, look, I hate to trade DeRozan, but if we have to do something like that, something drastic, just to get Kawhi Leonard up here, I will take it. Because he's a two-way player, man. He's a rare two-way player, man. We need that. He could do everything DeMar could do offensively. You know? But I don't know if the Spurs would want a player like DeMar DeRozan because he don't fit their style, their system. But people did say that about LaMarcus Aldridge as well. He's fit pretty well down there. So anything's possible. But I'm not really looking at them getting rid of DeMar DeRozan. But it's just a suggestion I made due to the fact that, you know, they need to do whatever they can do to get Kawhi Leonard up here, man. We're going to need a third piece. CJ McCollum's supposed to be available as well. I wouldn't mind having his scoring in here. There's some players available that the Raptors could go get. I don't know what Marc Gasol contract is. I gotta look at the free agency. We're gonna look at all of that after the Raptors are eliminated. I'm gonna do a full video on free agency. I'm gonna talk more about these coaches. By the way, back to the coaches real quick. I do not want Budenholzer. Motherfuckers been mentioning Budenholzer's name. Fuck no. Keep Casey if you have to go down that route. I told you only 2 different coaches I want. I wouldn't even mind Mark Jackson at this point. If he wanted to come up here and coach, I wouldn't even mind Mark Jackson. But I'm not taking anybody over Stackhouse, Becky Hammond, or even Mark Jackson. Hell no. If they not one of those names, no David Black, fuck no. Just keep Dwayne Casey. I don't want none of them niggas. You shouldn't really have to go outside the organization, outside of Becky Hammond to get Jerry Stackhouse, bro. You got a coach in the system already. It shouldn't be that hard of a decision if you decide to fire Dwayne Casey to go get a coach. You got one that's already available to you in Stackhouse. Everybody else is going to be a bidding war. You know, so I don't think they need to do all that. But to wrap up this video, man, I'm feeling good about my team, even if they get swept, man. You know, this is more about the future. They still in there. I mean, they ain't eliminated yet. Like I said, they not eliminated yet. No team has ever come back from 3 down, but there's always a first for everything. I'm going to say that. Never say never in life. There's always a first for everything. It didn't happen before the Boston Red Sox did it against the New York Yankees in Major League Baseball. There is a first for everything. I'm not saying it's going to happen with this particular team, but it will happen in the NBA eventually. A team will be able to come back down from 3-0 and win the series. Hell, even 3-1. I mean, shit, the Cavs came back 3-1 down a couple of years ago, and then what was the other one? The Warriors came back from 3-1 against OKC the round before that. So anything can happen, man. I mean, all the Raptors have to do is just win one game. Win one game and then get used to winning against LeBron. And eventually they could still make a game 7 of this. Like, we will see. If there's any updates on Max Kellerman, if I'm able to post anything tomorrow, I'm going to post it before the game. If not, y'all ain't going to hear from me until after Monday's game. Either I work again Monday night, so it'll probably be Tuesday. So just look out for me then. I appreciate y'all for listening in. And enjoy the games today. A couple of games on the docket today. Stanley Cup playoffs as well today. So enjoy y'all sports Sunday. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. It'd be weird, man. I wonder if the Sixers or Raptors got a chance to win a game, bro, or they both gonna be eliminated tomorrow night. It's gonna be interesting, man. All right, y'all. Peace, man. Keep y'all ears up, Raptor fans. If y'all watch this video.